Welcome to another episode of Tangled Rights. Justin wants to show off his flag. No step on snake. Hooray!
No step on snake.
Hooray, Justin!
Do not step on him. I had this in my house when I was looking for all my diplomas, which there are many.
3.
So much.
3?
4.
You got
5.
bachelor's, master's, wife. What else? What?
Bachelor,
Associates?
associates, masters, JD, and certificate from law school for estate planning.
Oh, well, I guess we can include
But I'm
that.
only going to put one up here, which is the JD.
Assuming this is the better price position.
And I've got the Nevada thing, so 6.
Okay, yeah.
Better than worth more than.
Oh, it's way better than all that shit.
We could put this up for most clients, and they would. I don't know.
They don't even know what it means.
Some people get offended by the libertarian flag.
The Gadsden flag?
Yes, the Gadsden flag.
Why?
Don't tread on me, because they think it's like an alt-right symbol, which no step on snake flag is just hilarious.
An alt-right symbol?
And this looks like Trogdor, the Burninator.
The Burninator.
Yeah.
Trogdor!
It definitely looks like Trogdor. No step on snake.
So I have a memory of the Don't Tread on Me flag, which was kind of funny, but I don't know if it's true, so I'm Googling it real quick about Canada, where we made that flag, Don't Tread on Me, and then Canada responded with something that said, we won't if you won't. And I'm just trying to see if it's real or if I'm making that up in my head, because maybe I'm making it up. Damn it. Right, but it happened like way back when the flag was made. I think I saw it on the History Channel or something, like one of those stupid little shows. No.
All right. Didn't find anything?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Sorry, guys, I'm eating Pocky.
We are 2 attorneys in the Las Vegas area, Shane Cox, Justin Wilson. We run the Cox & Wilson Law Firm. Contact us if you're in need of legal assistance. In the Las Vegas area, Nevada, or Kansas, where Justin's also licensed. This is not intended to create a legal relationship by way of this podcast. So contact us and we will talk to you and provide a free consult.
We need to get pro bono hours for all the free shit.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of free shit, I had a hearing with the DMV today, which is a big deal, despite Shane not understanding it or thinking it is cool, where I applied the principles of res judicata and claim preclusion, which were adopted by the Nevada Supreme Court in administrative hearings. Basically, if you have a hearing and it's already fully litigated with the same parties, same issues, and you get a result that they can't take a second bite at the apple, right? It's already been heard. Res judicata just means that you can't do it twice, right? It's already been litigated. You can't just keep redoing it. And the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles, the way they do it, they issue a revocation for your license. Your eyes are glazing over.
After a DUI, like
After a
this,
DUI.
this was specifically for DUI. Yeah. Your license can be suspended for DUI in most states, if not all.
185 days, which they initially issue. We win that hearing, plead guilty to the DUI because the criminal side and the administrative side are different. Well, then they send another revocation saying, oh, well, you pled guilty, so now we're going to take your license anyway. Even though you beat us at the first hearing, same set of facts. And so I made that argument, and we'll see what happens. And if they deny it, I'm going to appeal it to the district court, God wills it, and then to the Supreme Court, because there is no case law on it, despite this judge or this administrative hearing guy saying, oh, I've seen this argument a long time ago. Like, okay, well, what happened? And he wouldn't tell me, which means that I'm going to lose. But it's fine, because somebody eventually is going to have to follow the law.
Yeah, so I think it's always super interesting to point out the Latin roots of everything, because our legal system is based off these Latin roots. Res judicata, res means thing or matter. Judicata means adjudicated. And some of our language just like is copied over. So this matter has been adjudicated. This matter has been ruled on. And so you can't get a second bite at the apple is basically what the legal principle is of res judicata. Okay. So awesome that we won the first time. That should be meaningful for the second time. We already won. Why are you bringing this up again? So.
Yep. And they shouldn't be allowed to do that twice. It's not fair. There's an easy fix for it, and I'm like I said and I love quoting weird stuff on record in hearings. I said, listen, I follow Sun Tzu. Never interrupt your enemies when he's making a mistake, and I'm not going to tell them how they could fix this, but it's not that hard. That's what I said, and I'm not going to say it here because they might be listening.
Yeah,
but it is a very simple thing that they could literally get around with no problem. But they seem to have an issue with it, and so they're just setting themselves up for failure, which is not my problem.
All right, Justin, I got one for you today. Okay. You ready?
Love it.
This was a trial that got some publicity that happened just within the last month, okay?
Okay.
It was a multi-week trial. The biggest charge was an attempt second-degree murder, okay? And I think it's interesting. Washington State has categories of what kind of attempt murder. It's not just one attempt murder like we have here. This is attempt second-degree murder.
Okay.
So
for them, it's like murder 1, murder 2.
And then attempt murder 1, attempt murder 2. Yeah.
And manslaughter, attempt manslaughter.
I don't know if there's an attempt manslaughter or not. That
negligent homicide or whatever.
Well, it's probably an assault
maybe
of some sort. Anyway.
That's such a strange one. How do you prove that someone attempted to negligently kill somebody else?
Yeah.
Like I drove my boat real fast, like through the zone that says no wake. Because if you hit somebody in a no wake zone, and I'm just making stuff up, that would fall under manslaughter. Right, it's not like you intended to do it unless it was like, oh, there's Shane, I'm going to get him. Right, then that's first degree.
I mean, one of the public defenders I talked to thought it was hilarious that there's an attempt conspiracy. Like, how can you attempt to conspire? And an attempt.
Austin, do you think we can get Shane on board to go commit crimes? I got an idea. I'll pick up the phone. You dial the numbers. I pick up the phone. You don't dial the numbers. I attempted to conspire with Austin to get you to conspire.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
and then the thing that he thinks is funny too is a conspiracy to commit a misdemeanor can be a gross misdemeanor.
Yeah, conspiracy to commit a crime.
So wait, conspiracy. If I talk about committing a battery, that's worse.
Do you want to go?
That's a gross misdemeanor versus a battery. That's Nevada weird law things that we should fix.
You want to go beat Austin up with me, Shane? Let's go beat him up. Does that sound fun? He will not consent to our harmful or offensive contact. That's a gross misdemeanor, but walking over is a misdemeanor.
Actually doing it.
Stupid.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So there are just some weird things in law sometimes. Okay. This happens south of Tacoma, Washington. Okay.
Okay.
So in the suburbs of the Seattle area, I think everybody knows Tacoma and Seattle are right next to each other. Kind of one.
I was unaware.
All right. It's called SeaTac as their airport because it's Seattle Tacoma.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
I think I've heard SeaTac before.
So, man, I got to tread lightly here and not tread. Do not tread on the snake. Don't step on snake. No step on snake.
Don't. It will hiss. Because
there are some religious elements at play. This is a Muslim family. Okay. And I don't understand Islam fully, and there's some interesting things here that I don't understand.
Some nuances in every religion, I'd say.
So this is a family from Iraq, who has now immigrated
all right,
to the United States.
So are they LPRs or citizens?
I don't know about that.
Okay, whatever. They're here.
I don't know. They're here. They're planning on returning to Iraq. They have older sons, and they have a 17-year-old daughter who's in high school. Okay. There has been some family disputes. And the daughter, 17-year-old, has dated a boy that she knows in high school. Okay.
And let me guess.
She is supposed to go back to Iraq to be married. Okay. Betrothed, an arranged marriage
to a guy in his 50s?
To an older Iraqi man. I never saw the age, but all the news is that it's an older male.
And I'm guessing she did not want to do that.
She did not want to do that. She was not interested in that. She did have a boyfriend. You have these clashes of religion versus high school drama in a suburban area that just don't deal with each other well. Okay. So they actually had a plan. The father had gone forward with it because he is the head of the family. That's my understanding. Don't cancel me because I don't quite understand this. He's the head of the family. It seems like he makes the decisions in the household. They have that kind of relationship in Muslim culture, it seems like, where the father decides and that's what happens. So the father's plan, he had booked flights, the plan, it was already set for them to go. The daughter disappears. Okay. She's with the boyfriend. She goes to school that day, not supposed to be at school. So the father shows up at the bus stop and intercepts the daughter. Okay. I want you to watch the video of what happens next. You ready for this, Justin?
I don't know if I am. Dude, that guy's got a fucking pit bull grip, man. Those boys were stomping on his head, and he said, fuck you, I'm holding on. That's nuts.
All right. An attempt murder. So daughter obviously survives and is fine, testifies at trial. There's some other testimony that her eyes are rolling into the back of her head from some of the kids, the minors that are there. This is kind of tough to see because there's so much blurred out because these are minor children. And when these cases come up to trial, the jury gets to see the full version, but to protect these children from the public, they're often blurred out. There's a lot of minors that testify who are blurred out. So it's interesting where we don't get to see, fully everything, but we get a big picture of what happens. So the underpinnings of this case are obviously that the daughter does not want to go to Iraq with the family. And is that a basis for why the father decided to include himself this way? Okay. So this case does end up going to trial because it has a big felony aspect. An attempt murder is a huge felony. It's nothing, light.
Yeah.
There's assault charges. There's battery charges. Usually, here in Nevada, we have a domestic battery strangulation, which is a much higher felony than just a misdemeanor domestic battery. There's also what comes out later is the mother had against her is a restraining order against the daughter's boyfriend's dad. So we don't get to hear in the trial what the basis of that is, and those are usually pretty sealed and tight. So that does not come out in the trial, but the boyfriend's dad does testify and says there was some prior issues. Mm-hmm. So the girl's mother is also charged with attempt murder in this case, which is interesting. And for violating a no contact order, she's not allowed to go to the school either. The school has kind of limitations not allowing the mother to go to school. So there are some prior issues. One of the things that people are asking in watching this case is the judge had ruled in limine, because you have motions in limine to keep evidence out or allow evidence in. There was a motion in limine from the defense for there not to be any mention of arranged marriage. And the judge granted that. Okay.
What?
So there is absolutely no mention of arranged marriage during this trial. Okay. And a lot of the public watching this is confused, and I'm sure the prosecution's left confused as well, because in an attempt murder, you'd want to see what the motivation is, because the one key piece is what is in that guy's head as he's choking her. Is it just anger? Or is he actually attempting to end her life?
Like an honor killing.
This is called the honor killing trial, which is a very sensitive and horrible topic, because it's specifically against women. It's always violence against women is what this boils down to. And it usually is. And there's been other cases of this in the United States where a father is ashamed ashamed of his daughter's actions and to bring the family name back has to murder
like
murder his own children.
Yeah, just shake the Etch a Sketch. So the bigger thing for me here, and I'm thinking about this, I can kind of see why they'd want to do the motion in limine because I do think there's some prejudice to that.
From the defense, you're saying?
Yeah, and I can see why the judge might want to grant it because, but at the same time, like you say, you can't tell the whole story. And the important part here is to get to the truth, and you need to know why he was doing what he was doing. If it's just like, oh, this dude randomly comes up and starts choking her, that's even worse, I think. But if you start saying arranged marriage, there's going to be some folks that are going to have problems with that just because of the term itself.
Yeah, and the rule of law that goes across states is whether the prejudicial effect, the probative value is substantially outweighed by the prejudicial effect, or confusion to the jury, or the possibility of them confusing things. So if the judge believes, hey, the jury's going to be so confused that we're on trial for arranged marriage and whether they should be able to take her, is that going to confuse the jury so much?
Habibi.
I didn't see her decision, but the news is reporting that it's because of the prejudice. So presumably the judge granted it because she believed the prejudicial effect was so great, they would look at the dad and judge him for wanting to have his daughter have an arranged marriage instead of
what he did.
The actions. Yeah.
And so I want to make sure I understand this. I don't know about this case because we haven't talked about it, correct?
We have not talked about this before.
You mentioned that this happened, this motion in limine.
Yes.
And I got the reasoning right, straight from my brain.
Yeah, well,
what's up?
We're defense attorneys, so we should be able to know these things.
Don't be jealous, Austin.
So this is granted, and this is one of those times again the public's left confused, where the jury might not be able to see the issues clearly if they hear arranged marriage. Are they thinking of something else? Not, hey, was he intending to kill her? But whether he intended to kill her, I think is
it's critical.
Tied into, hey, she's not doing this arranged marriage. She's not coming with me.
It's not the what, it's the why, though. The why is what gets you to the what. The what is the attempted murder, but you have to have the why to get to the what.
Yes.
Why would you attempt to murder somebody? You're going to find out, oh, she skipped school and he was mad or whatever. Like that, if that was the case, instead of arranged marriage, you'd be able to bring that in.
Yeah.
And I get it. Arranged marriage is and the bigger issue here, I think, is that you've got cross-cultural stuff in a time where we're very sensitive.
Yes. Everything is
cultures
walking on eggshells,
right? You have
right?
to be real careful. You can't
just step on a snake.
Better not. That right there.
Looks like he's breathing fire.
No, it's his tongue, dude.
I know,
he's ready to bite.
It looks like it's fire. All right.
Anyway, look, here's the bigger thing. At some point, you have to put that eggshell stuff aside.
And in trials, it's the facts. We're getting to the facts.
Yeah.
What are the facts?
And we're not talking about a prior conviction. We're not talking about something like that that's completely unrelated. It's literally, if you were to tell the story beginning, middle, and end, it's the middle of the story. The beginning is, we have this arranged marriage. She doesn't want to do it. That's the part we're not going to bring in. And then the end is, I choke her to death because I'm mad at her for besmirching the name of whatever his name is.
Ali. Ali is the last name.
His name is Ali?
That's the last name of the family.
Prince Ali.
I
just rewatched I just watched the Aladdin the
live action.
Dude,
it's good.
It actually wasn't bad. I was worried it was going to suck.
I think it's the best of the
It's the only live action I've watched because I didn't want to ruin my childhood.
Don't watch any others.
But I like Will Smith. I think he needs to get away from certain people in his life. But other than that, I think he's a great actor. I Am Legend, big fan of that movie.
That's a good one.
The look on his face with the dog scene, man. Oh my God. I was like, you piece of shit. You got me right. This little black heart like beated for a second. Beat. Not beated.
Beatered.
Whatever. That makes it sound gross. But yeah, he's a great actor.
All right. I want to insert another video, have you watch another one of, I think, why the mom was charged. Her reaction. She came out to the scene.
Did they talk about honor killings? Are they allowed to bring that up in the trial?
No, that's what everyone else coined it. Okay.
Okay, but are they allowed
I
to
don't
call
think
it
that they called it that during the trial at all.
Because if you want to talk about
I think that's prejudicial.
yeah, dude. We've all seen those videos, those poor women that they bury up to their shoulders and then the village just stands around and stones them. Horrible crap. Because she read a book or whatever.
Yeah, they could not mention it.
Good, because that's...
I think that's the worst one. I think if
They're calling it an honor killing.
Yeah, then...
And that to me even is too far. You can't do that because the jury's just going to be like, yep. Ignoring the facts. Although that video is pretty clear, I think.
All right, I'm going to have you watch this.
Well, Preston, today's testimony centered around the victim's mother and how she was acting outside the school as this all unfolded that day. Jurors got to take a look at body camera video and heard from officers as they described the suspect's demeanor as her husband was getting arrested. Body camera video shows the chaos after prosecutors say Ihsan Ali tried to strangle his 17-year-old daughter in a possible honor killing outside Timberline High School last October. Prosecutors allege Ali threatened his daughter with a so-called honor killing for refusing to travel to Iraq for an arranged marriage to an older man.
You're going to go to jail. You were going to go to jail.
Officers had to stop Ali's wife, Zara, from coming any closer as they led him away in cuffs for the attempted murder of his daughter.
She was upset. She would pace back and forth. Her hands would either be clasped in front of her or wringing her hands. She would break down in sobs occasionally.
Responding officers also described hearing Mrs. Ali claiming her daughter's teenage boyfriend was changing her daughter's mind and a danger to her. Officers tried to explain what was going on, testifying that while Mrs. Ali did not ask about her daughter's health, she did ask to speak with her daughter and her husband.
She became upset. She continually repeated that she just wanted to speak to her husband and began kind of pacing around or trying to move past where myself and other officers were standing at the time.
And later this week, jurors are also expecting to hear from school officials who were there that day when the victim and her boyfriend ran inside the school for help after that incident. Reporting live in Seattle, Leanne Wynn, Como News.
Mother's reaction, no concern for the daughter whatsoever. Only concern over the husband being arrested despite, her own daughter just being choked near to death. Testimony that, her eyes are rolling into the back of her head. Things like that.
Diab is the guy's last name. I just looked it up.
Right.
Sorry.
Good to know. Good to know.
Very popular.
All right, Justin. So the jury turned back a not guilty verdict for the mom.
Oh, I was
on the murder.
What the hell?
On the attempt murder.
Okay, good. She wasn't there, so.
And turned back not guilty for the dad on attempt murder.
What about domestic battery by strangulation?
Lesser charges was found guilty, okay? Mother was found guilty of violating a no contact order, which in different states could be misdemeanors or felonies. Hers was a gross misdemeanor. She had already been held in jail for almost a year, so she was OR'd, okay, at the end of trial. He is going to be sentenced.
Released on their own recognizance.
Own recognizance. Sorry, we do throw out those words.
I want to be very clear about this.
OR'd, own recognizance. Not reconnaissance.
I'm not going to, but it's recognizance. That's
recognizance.
OR is easier because it's kind of like the word judicial system. Dana Carvey has a bit from the 90s I remember seeing on HBO when I was at a buddy of mine's house one time where he talks about how you can't say the word judicial system without sounding a little drunk. Judicial system. Own recognizance is one like that. So OR, but like it is recognizance.
Own recognizance. That means no bail, no money to be paid. There could be there can be restrictions. There can be travel restrictions. There can be no contact.
There can be scram monitors, which means that like they're going to test you for alcohol and drugs.
So since she had already done probably what's going to be all of her sentence, she'll probably get credit for time served that she was in.
Yep. CTS in the industry we call that.
There's so many acronyms that I'm learning here doing criminal law and all.
What's an acronym that your friend Rob won't say?
Oh, that's not an acronym. Yeah, I guess it is. So I think people have heard the 3 strikes law in California. If you're 3 felonies, they're.
Your friend Rob from the DA's office here. That's the one I was talking about.
I know. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So the 3 strikes law, and you get an extra penalty for 3 felonies, right? Okay. Mandatory prison time in California. Here in Nevada, we have kind of more of an amorphous one, and it's called a habitual criminal. And there's a small habitual and a large habitual. Okay. So
what's the acronym, Shane?
A lot of people call it a small bitch or a large bitch.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm just quoting here. I'm allowed to quote.
What's that movie with Rob Schneider? Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. That's a huge bitch.
So, no,
I don't think I've heard that. But it's like small bitch, big bitch. That's just what you say.
But when the judges do everything that they do, they always speak out everything. Okay. So when we get an offer, they'll send an email and it'll be like the acronyms like S/S, suspended sentence, CTS, credit for time served, DM, dismissal. So there's so many things. The classes that they have to do, VIP, victim impact panel, DUI, driving under the influence. We know that one. Everybody knows that one. So they'll say habitual criminal, okay? And it just adds years to a sentence. So if you have a string of 10 felonies, sometimes that's our negotiations is we're going to keep any argument away from habitual criminal to be presented to the judge. And then sometimes habitual criminal is allowed to be argued because you're just going to be screwed. And you have 10 felonies in 5 years, it's very likely that you'll be found to be a habitual criminal. Yes, I do.
Yeah, an extra 5 to 20 years because he'd had a bunch of stupid little felonies and he wanted to jerk around and would have gotten like a 12 to 30 month sentence and been out. But instead, he got an extra 5 to 20 added on top of a 19 to 48 month. No, they have to be separate.
So there are some prosecutors, my friend Rob from the DA's office specifically, who will listen to this podcast probably in 6 to 12 months. He's behind, okay?
Tell him to get it together, brother.
Who will refuse to use that and just say habitual criminal?
Because God wills
it. Because his conscience does not allow him to.
Which is his guide.
Which is
let it be your guide, dude.
Yes. that's Justin's guide.
All comes back to the don't fucking bother me and I'll leave you alone.
So not guilty and
not guilty
on attempt murder.
How can you say that he's not guilty when he's getting fucking stomped by 12-year-olds and he's not even releasing and they were clocking him. He was after her.
I don't know. A lot of people were surprised by this for the father.
So dumb. You know why? Because they didn't get to bring up the honor killing crap.
Didn't get to bring
reality.
Up. We're not as surprised with the honor killing. We are surprised with the arranged marriage not being being mentioned.
So maybe, and now that I'm thinking about it, since you said that, maybe the reason they wouldn't say arranged marriage is because everybody knows, at least people that have maybe studied or
that honor killings exist because
that
of
one
arranged
follows
marriages.
The other sometimes. It's not just arranged marriages that can result in an honor killing, but that is a big one.
All right.
So maybe it's like if you say arranged marriage, it's going to lead to the reasonable or necessary inference that perhaps when you have these people who are immigrants from this country, that's what it was, and they don't want the jury to infer. They're supposed to only judge the facts that have been given to them, not come up with their own facts, which may have happened if they had known all the facts, which was that he was trying to kill her because he didn't do what he said.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see the sentencing range that applies to this. Because he is still facing some serious felonies, you know.
Good. I
and
mean, it's at bare minimum, it's domestic battery by strangulation.
Seeing somebody do that to their own daughter, I guess here in the United States, as opposed to maybe some other countries, is shocking. Like that is something
Depends on what part of the country you're from, but yes,
that harms. Well, choking her like that, like
I mean, that's
in public
extreme.
And being able to do that in public, and then you think, man, if they'll do this in public,
what are they going to do in private?
What would they do in private? Okay.
Although, I mean, come on, man. I mean, especially back in the 90s and early 2000s, you saw stuff at school when someone got into some deep water and
not choked.
You couldn't get away.
Smacked, yeah.
Smacked. You never saw somebody come up and grab the back of their kid's neck and be like, "Ugh."
Back of the kid's neck is so much different than this,
I
though.
understand, but if it starts here, you know where it's going. Maybe not to choking, but they're going to get a closed fist. As much as I talk crap on some of the discipline that I got, like Some of it I definitely deserved.
You earned it. Huh?
No, I earned all of it, but I deserved some of it.
And needed some of it, maybe even.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah.
wonder what I'd have been like, because, I mean, look at how I am now. Like, imagine if I wouldn't have been disciplined. We wouldn't be here. You would never have met me, because I would have...
I don't know, man.
Whatever.
We're not here to solve the world's problems.
No.
I'll say that. We're just analyzing legal
We're solving
cases.
our small portion of the world's problems.
And we are helping those with criminal cases who can, look at things and say, what is going on here? What could this mean for my case?
But good advice is don't strangle your daughter. That's general good advice. And then for sure, don't do it where there's cameras. But I'm not going to say that. Just don't strangle her at all. Don't strangle your daughter. About the only time I could see strangling your daughter would be like if she was trying to kill you with like a knife or something and you happen to get her neck, then yeah, by all means, strangle her. But let her up. Once she goes unconscious, then you let her go. You don't kill her, right?
This is
In this weird hypothetical. Yeah, just slap her rear naked. Or I guess it'd probably be more likely a guillotine. Yeah, there you go. Darcer.
all right.
Nick would love that. Nick would darce somebody.
I've got.
No, I'm kidding.
I've got another one for you, Justin.
Is it going to be
as I seem to
uplifting and positive as some dad
No.
choking the shit out of his kid?
Nope. This one has a real murder.
Great.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not a child.
This is in Florida. Not a child, but a
it's
young adult.
terrible
Yes.
if it's in Florida.
Sheila Agee. Agee. I don't know how to pronounce
Agee.
that. Agee. Sheila Agee. Okay, she's from Alabama, but this case happens in Pensacola, Florida.
Piccola. Anything to do with the...
Nothing to do with any of the military
bases down there?
No,
Okay.
nothing to do with any of the bases down there.
Okay.
I'd like to visit there. I've heard it's nice.
I've heard it's all right.
So Sheila is the mom of a son. Okay.
Okay.
And his name, I don't know what it is. Gary. We'll call him Gary. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You actually don't know his name, or you're just saying...
I'd
Gary?
have to look it up. But
Gary Sygax?
her son, no, Agee, same last name, Agee. Her son was about 20 at the time this happened.
He
Had
was 19.
had an ex-girlfriend.
Kind of young to be dating, don't you think?
The mom was an influence and kept texting him that he needed to seek some kind of revenge and seek justice and take care of things and kill his ex-girlfriend.
For what? She didn't have
They-
dinner ready.
They broke up.
Or it was
Didn't
cold.
have a good relationship. I don't know if she's an overprotective mother that has issues. I don't know. You see those on Instagram all the time where it's like
you guys broke up. It didn't work out.
where it's
Murder her.
where it's, I'm
What?
I'm the first love of his life, and
Okay, and that's fine. You can be the first love of your son's life, and I expect a son to love his mother if she's not a complete piece of shit. But love me, murder them. Those I'm failing to see.
just kind of weird.
There's some lines that are being skipped, I think.
So the son shows up at a Home Depot and shoots his ex-girlfriend. Okay,
What's she doing there?
kills her. She was doing a job. She was like,
In the parking lot?
no, at Home Depot. There's these services that like count inventory. She was like one of those.
Like, oh yeah, I remember when I worked at Menards, we had it's like a subcontractor that would come in, and basically it's to make sure that your inventory is right because they're not affiliated with the store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plumbing department always got it right. That's all I'm saying. So,
Yeah. Anyway, she was one of those. The mom
you
even
say big money.
the mom
when
even
you
finds
shop
out
Menards.
where
Please,
this ex-girlfriend
please clip
is.
that jingle in there.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm serious because you didn't clip brick in your face. So
He did. He didn't do the audio. He had the video. You listened to the
I
podcast.
listened to it. I didn't see it. Okay, well, you save big money when you shop Menards. Clip it. It's funny. It's a great jingle.
Because he told you couldn't have the audio in there, remember?
I don't remember what he says. I don't listen to him.
There's some IP laws, which
I don't care about that.
we don't care about any IP laws.
We're promoting Mr. Stitches,
Yeah, exactly.
and he'll put a brick in your face.
So the mom even finds out where this
Oh God,
ex-girlfriend's going to be and texts him information about
Ooh-wee.
where it is. And then
that's an accessory for sure.
and she's charged with the actual murder. The actual murder.
Well, I mean, everybody gets in charge,
At least an accessory. Yes. Okay. So
but it's murder with an accessory theory of liability.
there you go.
That's what I meant.
There you go.
Like, of course, everybody's getting these murder charges, bro.
There you go.
You get a murder charge, and you get a murder charge.
She even has a text that says, delete these texts.
So you want to know something fun about these texts?
These texts came out in trial.
Sometimes they go away, but sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't go away.
And they don't need to go away, like, in the sense that the phone company saves them. They do save some. But the bigger thing is, I could take my phone right now. That's my son from when he was younger. Isn't he adorable? He's older now. That's another good picture.
Erase the text is what she
Anyway,
said. Erase, not even
your
delete.
Your phone will save it. So, like, you delete it, and then they can download your phone, and they can pull, it's like metadata or some weird stuff, but they can pull stuff that got recently deleted because it doesn't delete it, like, permanently right away, which is stupid. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool if you're looking at it from the perspective of, oh, I might accidentally lose something that's critical to me. But in the perspective of, I'm trying to commit a murder, and I don't want them to find out that I goosed my 19-year-old mentally unstable son and is shooting someone at a Home Depot, I'm assuming. He shot her, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And
I don't mean it like that, but dude, like, think about all the crap that's in a Home Depot that you could get killed with. A gun is probably a lot more humane than some of those things. That's all I meant. It's not good. I want to be very clear. Don't shoot anyone.
She texted him that he was an MFB word if he didn't do the murder. If you're getting off work now, I'll give you the address here, and you can ride over here and do it so you don't have to do it in front of his sister.
Okay. So she's saying her son is a bitch if he doesn't kill this lady.
Yep.
Her 19-year-old kid.
Yep.
Yeah, she definitely loves that
boy. He was
boy.
20.
Whatever.
So he was convicted of the murder.
You don't say.
Yes, not surprised. I think he pled to it. Got life,
God.
And then he became a witness at her trial, which was only a 2-day trial, an extremely short murder trial.
Hey, did you do anything August of last year that's noteworthy? Yeah, I killed my girlfriend. Why'd you do it? Well, she kept telling me I was a bitch if I wouldn't and told me where her address was and gave me a gun and bought me bullets, and then I went and did it. Any cross-examination? No, thank you. Jury, go off and deliberate. Fuck.
Another text. So that last thought of her knowing she F and the regret in her face will be enough to satisfy me what she see when she dead.
Okay, I'm not sure what that means. It doesn't quite sound like English, but okay.
It's near English. All right.
I have questions.
We just talked about another one where a co-conspirator potentially in an attempt murder. Okay. Which you were a little surprised by, and I was too. She's the mother in the Ali case and the honor killing or honor attempt killing. Didn't seem like she did any overt action. She seemed a little kooky, obviously.
Well, she had gotten because her husband got arrested in front of her.
Well, yes, but not having any concern for the daughter at the same time. She had been booted out of school.
Honest?
Couldn't be at school. Couldn't contact the boyfriend. The boyfriend's father had enough where he went and actually got a protective order. Like, we have a lot of people talking about that, but never enough to actually go do it. So something happened enough for him to take enough to go to the court and actually do it.
Yeah, with
because there's
evidence,
things
too.
that push you a little bit, like, hey, like, I'm thinking about this. Sometimes there's no follow through, right?
Sure.
So she did something egregious enough that wasn't mentioned at the trial for him to actually get a no contact order.
Right. Well, I mean, she probably would have just kept texting him. I mean, you can get a no contact order just for blowing him up all the time.
You
Like, if
can,
she's
but
texting
like
him, calling him
enough for
150
people to
times a
want to do
day.
it. Enough for people to want to actually go do it. It depends on the person,
Well,
right?
I mean, you got
But-
kids, and who knows? Maybe the dad's a they them, and he's like real scared of what the husband will do.
No, it's a black guy.
Could be a they them.
It was a black guy that was testifying.
Oh, he's a he him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the dad. Yeah,
I don't know.
he testified at trial. Yeah,
All right. Well, maybe
because he testified about the prior relationship.
Portland, right, or Tacoma?
Outside of Tacoma.
Yeah. So he's probably like scared of things, right? Like,
No, he seemed like a big tough guy, actually.
okay, well then just go beat the lady up.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't
Former
know.
tier 1 operator.
Anyway,
Whatever.
we're getting off topic here.
I know. I'm just being a dick.
I just think the comparison was interesting because you were surprised in the first bit.
I mean, it's stupid that they charged her unless she did something else. But if she's just sitting there wailing like they do, which I hate that noise.
And
they're like beating their chests and stuff, and it's like, just get the fuck out of here.
And I
Who cares
always
about this?
think it's so interesting to me because sometimes we get cases that are on the news and like the initial reaction is predictable. You know, you see a headline of like, oh, something like, you know, DUI and kills somebody, and you're like, oh, this is let's tie him up behind, like, you know, this is
take him back and give him some barracks justice.
And then always you get into the
I
details.
think we can talk about that because this hearing that we're going to go to tomorrow won't happen until after, or it'll happen before the podcast is released. So
yeah,
I think
we can
we
talk about it and see. We'll see if we can always edit it out.
yeah, well, my anticipation is that some of the charges are going to change because I think the police bootstrapped stuff that didn't need to be there to what maybe needs to be there. We have a DUI death that we picked up. I did the lower level arraignment on Saturday, and I'll be having the official criminal arraignment and the Valdez Jimenez hearing on Wednesday, and it's going to be a media case, I would imagine.
Valdez Jimenez hearing meaning what?
Valdez Jimenez hearing is the name of the case, Valdez Jimenez here in Nevada, where there's bail factors that are set out that you have to address with the court to establish bail because you can't hold someone without bail. So what we did is, I guess it'd be Chief Deputy District Attorney Richard Scow and myself came to an agreement that this was a complicated enough issue. I wanted to wait for some information and get my head around the facts a little bit better. I didn't want to do a half-cocked Valdez Jimenez because once you have one, unless there's a change in circumstance, which arguably I could say there was one when we got the BAC back yesterday and it was 0, meaning it turns out he wasn't drunk, which is why I said I think the cops are bootstrapping DUI just because they want to make sure, which I kind of understand, but I'd have less of an issue with it if they were like, look, it's possible and we want to make sure he's not, rather than, we think he's drunk. Okay, based on what? You know, he got in a car crash. Okay, people get in car crashes every day and most of them weren't drunk. So I could have done it that way, but I wanted to make sure, and now I have more ammunition. So he's got a $250,000 bail set right now because you have to have a monetary number, but with the understanding that we will have a proper hearing and that number will change. But the risk you take is that it could go up. It could have gone up. Like if his BAC turns out would have been a 0.35.
Yeah.
But it was 0.0000, meaning no alcohol. So it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And my boy, free him. Didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's
I'm not kidding.
There's a lot more to that case.
There is a lot to that
sometimes
case.
there's just unfortunate accidents that happen, and there's really no one that's criminally at fault anyway.
No. At least not there may be some criminal liability, right? I'm not going to say that there's not, but I do believe that the way they have it charged, the criminal liability they have set right now is not proper. I don't think they're going to be able to meet that.
Right. And so my point here being sometimes we hear these things initially, like DUI driver kills man or believe DUI man. It's like, well,
runs him over twice,
DUI.
which isn't exactly accurate.
Yeah. So, and then this one you hear mother charged for murder in a case, you know, and
Where father strangles daughter.
despite not being at the scene when it happens and no contact. And you look at those and you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. What are these prosecutors doing? And then it's always the details.
Wait,
It's always the
you mean
details.
that, like, actual information can dictate how you should think about things? Like you should come up with informed opinions?
Yeah.
No. That's silly. No, I'm gonna need to just come up with a gut knee-jerk reaction based on a headline.
I think that anyway.
CNN, please tell me how to think.
Yeah.
Or
Definitely
Fox or whoever.
Definitely not. Whatever your
start drooling.
Whatever your preferred.
Counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drum. That video where they're standing there staring at the screen and it's like their eyes gloss over like the sheep. The Perfect Circle song, you know?
All right.
Whatever. Shane hates our pop culture references.
Let's get into our listener question because it's just fantastic.
Is it hard?
I
It's
don't
gonna
know.
be a long one?
No.
I doubt it.
Is cannibalism illegal if the person consents? I don't know what the context is.
Did it, still arrested him.
They arrested the guy that did it or the dead guy?
They had like a whole months of forum chats and I absolutely his house.
Is the guy dead? Like he had already died or here?
Yeah, he
He killed him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't consent to getting yourself killed, I don't think. At least not in America. I don't know how they do things in Germany.
Well, you can consent to like mutual combat, right? You can consent to that.
Die.
But if you die, what?
there could be criminal liability there. Because as
not a
we've seen,
defense.
anytime someone dies, they want to charge somebody with something.
Well, yeah. And sometimes we ask ourselves the question like what should be done and not the question of what's actually going to be done. And that's what I feel like.
What you got?
So the guy consented to be killed, and the court ruled that consent was not a valid defense because the guy who killed him all for sexual gratification.
Ugh.
What?
Yeah, so it was like a kink thing, but the guy was like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. As he's
Killing
like, what? So there's a couple of things here I think that we run into. If you die, that's different. But if somebody's like, oh, I consent to you killing me and eating me, I don't think that one's going to work here either. For sexual gratification or not, I don't think I can consent to someone murdering me, because an element of murder is not the person didn't consent. It's just killing of another human being with malice aforethought. So if you kill me, but you don't have malice because I say, oh, I agree to you, that's still second degree. Kevorkian, he got in all kinds of trouble for that, didn't he? But he was also like, wasn't he also giving people euthanasia that didn't necessarily want it? I mean, he did provide people with services that were in a lot of pain. And that gets into a broader ethical question. I personally think, like, Oregon has death with dignity. And I'm pretty sure there's some real strict requirements. You have to have several terminal diagnoses from multiple doctors. You have to be within 6 months of your supposed death time, and then you can go up there, become a resident. They give you this little cocktail of 3 pills. You take it, and you go out in a nice dream, which is better than the way cancer kills you. I can't speak to all cancers, but I was there when my grandpa died, and he had pancreatic cancer. And the morphine that they were giving him was keeping him so sedated that he couldn't, like, function or talk, but you could tell his body was still in pain, even with so much morphine that he couldn't, and it probably helps. And that's the interesting thing, right? Because in hospice or in these places, when they're like, oh, he's still in pain. You know what I mean? Like, we just gave him a dose a minute ago, but he's still hurting. It's like a wink, wink, nod, nod. We know that we're getting to the dose of morphine or the dose of Dilaudid or whatever, where it's like, hey, man, in normal circumstances, if it was just a cut on your leg, we wouldn't be giving you this. We're like, hey, we got to wait. But in these circumstances, it's like, hey, you're in a lot of pain, right? So it's kind of a weird thing. But even then, I don't think that you can consent to having your body eaten, because you're going to have, like, corpse desecration laws. There's all kinds of stuff. Mishandling a corpse, depending upon the state. I think that would be a problem for a couple of levels. You might avoid the murder charges, which is good because those are more serious, but I don't know.
I think they still got him on.
Oh, for sure.
Well, they charged him with it, like recently
that's
charged him.
Like, he was like jerking to this when he was killing this guy, which is
That's
what?
disturbing. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a weird question.
That is a weird question.
No, here's a better question. Let's say it was all legal, 100%, above board. The person was on board with it. Nobody was murdered, nothing bad, no moral dilemma. Would you try human if it was presented to you, cooked properly, and all the moral boxes were checked? Would you try it?
I'm a very adventurous eater. But I don't think I could.
Why?
I don't know.
Just because it's bad.
Mental
in your brain?
block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I don't know. I'm a pretty adventurous eater myself. The question that I think pops up is, what happens if you like it? That's an issue.
Yeah.
Would you save money on food, you fuck?
Beef is so good. Beef is so good.
Beef is real good.
This happened in the early 2000s. The guy who did it advertised on the internet. A young, well-built man.
Ugh.
Oh, so he's like seeking it out. That is
gross.
And then somebody was like, yes, like
those details do matter, and that makes it weirder. So
like internet fringe forum thing.
Like FetLife or some gross crap like that.
That's disturbing, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, because think about it. If you've never had a steak, you wouldn't know how steak tasted. And steak is good, right?
I love steak.
Right? So sometimes you want to eat it, but if you'd never had it, you wouldn't know. And so that's the thing I think you run into is like, what if? That would suck. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want to do it, though, not just because of that, but also, like, what if it's going to make you sick? Supposedly, like the mad cow disease stuff, the reason that happens is because cows eat certain parts of the other cow that's ground up in their food, and that creates the same thing that if I ate your brain, I would get. Like, you're not supposed to eat human brain. If you eat human, you're only supposed to eat, because like those tribes in Papua New Guinea or whatever, the cannibalistic tribes, they knew, like, yes, you can eat them, but you can only eat certain parts because the other parts will make you sick. And that's, you eat muscle, like certain heart tissue, I think. Liver is good, but the brain is bad. And the same thing happens with the cows. That's how you get the mad cow disease, which transfers to people. And it's the same kind of thing. I don't know.
Oh, the tangled webs we weave when we
Practice to eat Shane.
have weird questions that we are presented with.
side of fava beans and Chianti.
The world is so interesting.
Well, and that's the other part.
And I want to go back to just being sheltered.
What if you don't want to eat people in this hypothetical that I created because of Dr. Lecter and stuff like that you've seen? What if it's like this? What if that's where it comes from? Whereas if you were terra nullius and you didn't have any of these what do you call it? Like cultural references that say cannibalisms, that's, whatever. And it is a little scary. But, and it was just based on moral interpretation of whether this is the right or the wrong thing to do. What if then you'd eat it, you think? You think that that's possible if you
Sure.
can try to back out behind yourself?
Yeah, I guess. And this is like,
Yeah.
we're getting into vegetarians. Why they don't eat meat? Because they see these animals as, living things equal
They
to
are.
humans, and they're not meant to be eaten.
They are living things.
And then
dude,
every place has these animals can't be eaten.
yeah.
And then we make fun of people who would eat dogs, where it's like, why not? They're perfectly good meat, just like pigs and,
Yeah.
rats and things.
I mean, I've never tried rat, but I probably
Guinea
would.
pigs, like, there's a
In
lot of places
Cusco.
that eat those
Peru?
small little, gerbil size rodents.
I would, and I think there's a hierarchy. For me, I think I would eat dog before I'd eat horse if I was real hungry. I've never met an animal that was as empathetic as a horse. Like, and that's a weird thing to say, but like I felt like that horse knew what I was feeling. Like Sugar Bear knew what I was feeling.
All right.
Like if I was sad, she'd just see it and be like, "Whoa."
And then
Tell me what's going on.
more human
Yeah,
they seem to be than.
Yeah, sure. And don't get me wrong, though, dude. Like, I don't think I could eat kind of ever. I could eat beans. He's too sweet, though. I don't know if I could. He's just a sweetheart. But yeah, human is probably lower on the chain for me. But pigs, like my pigs that I had, like when I had some pigs that I had to bottle feed because when they were being born, the mom died, and they were like dogs. Like they'd see you and they'd want to run up to you and rub on you and stuff. They thought you were their mom. It's the same thing with a bucket calf. And yeah, HD was the last one that I had that was a bottle pig because the mom, I had it happen twice where the mom was giving birth and passed away and only 2 of them got out. 1 died, HD lived. He literally lived in my house. He was in a box under a heat lamp. And then there were pictures of him on the front porch laying down next to the cats when he was like this big. And I showed him that year, and I think I told you about this. I was too excited to get to the fair, and when they asked me the question, "Oh, what do you want to do with him? Do you want to bring him home or send him to the butcher? Start next year." And I was just like, yeah, whatever, just send him off. And then the next day, I'm like, "Yo, where's HD?" And they're like,
Right here.
Yeah, it turned out to be quite tasty. But
Wow.
yeah. I mean, kind of, because he was my friend. HD was my pig. He was a good pig.
The lines of morals are always interesting.
Well, and it hinges on where you're from, right? Like growing up in the country, things are way different.
Yeah.
Because there's sort of a utility to it.
Yes.
Whereas, like, it is a bucket calf. It thinks I'm its mom. It's going to come up and lick me and nuzzle on me. And when it sees you, it's going to jump around like a dog does. And it's cute. Man, New York Strip. So good.
Yeah. This
It's
is why
tough. It's tough.
getting into this Islamic, Muslim family case is so different.
Sure.
And we as Americans think like an arranged marriage makes no sense, and that's not how things should be at all, right?
So
Like that's how we'd see it.
that's how I thought about it at first before I knew much about it. But college and stuff, my buddy Raju, he was getting his PhD in bioprocess engineering at SUNY Upstate, which the campus is touched for Syracuse. He did an arranged marriage, but it's not the way you think where it's like you and you don't know each other, get married. The family suggests them based on like, hey, I know your cousin and you know my cousin and I think they'd get along. It's the same way like if you hook them up on a date, right? And then they get to meet and they decide if they like each other. It's an arranged marriage, but they both could have said no. And that doesn't sound so bad.
No, that doesn't sound bad, but the context of this one or somebody that's going to do that to
Maybe
your
it's
daughter,
a
you're
little
like
different, right?
afterward, you're like, oh, this is just for money, or
Sure. Yeah.
it's probably a rich older man who wants a young 17-year-old girl. Isn't that what we see all too often? Just disgusting.
Doesn't sound fun at all.
Gross.
Sounds miserable.
That's gross. Like that is
God, could you
disgusting.
imagine the inane shit she'd try to say, like just to Dealing with a 17-year-old. God.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, like, think about it. You've got to try and relate to someone on an emotional and relationship level that's half your age. Good luck.
I don't.
I can't even relate to. How old are you? Yeah, he's 12 years younger than me, and sometimes I'm looking at him like, bite dance. Like, what are you doing, dude? Do your little ticks and whatnot.
Your ticks, brother.
Oh yeah, you and Danny, like. Yeah, but I do think that can also be different, right? Like back home, I know a couple of guys that are quite a bit younger than me. That just so happens we get along great. Like we have a lot in common. I'm good friends with some dudes that are 14 years younger than me, 10, 12 years younger than me. When I go back, we go fishing together, whatever. And but it also depends on where you live, right? In a big town, you don't have as limited resources as far as friendship goes. And so you don't have to be friends with those people. You wouldn't even cultivate that relationship because it's like, bro, you're fucking my little brother's age. Get the fuck away from me. Whereas back there, it's like, oh, you're a human. Hi, I haven't seen one of those today. How are you? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Sorry I went on a tangent there about rural America.
All cultures are different. That's the point.
Universal versus relative morality. That's the other thing, right? That's relative morality, the honor killing thing, because over there, that's something they accept, presumably. And maybe it's changing in certain cultures. I believe that the Iranians are getting more progressive. I know that Saudi Arabia just recently, within the last 3 years, started allowing women to drive.
What?
So before the universal, But anyway, the cost of insurance just tripled. I don't know why. The relative morality there was that is not okay, and we would say that's insane. What do you mean you can't let women drive cars? So it's like
Cristiano Ronaldo goes out there, and all of a sudden the laws change, and he can live.
Dude,
he can live with his girlfriend.
Do you know how
they just got engaged. They just got engaged.
Do you know how good he is at soccer?
He's so good in soccer
He's
that
super good at
they'll
soccer.
change the whole entire country law for him, which is insane. That's awesome.
I spoke to the imam who spoke to Allah. Sorry. He spoke to Muhammad, and Muhammad said, "This is okay, Habibi. It's okay. Don't scratch the rollers, Habibi. Come on."
It'll bring more good to Islam than
Yeah, think about it. You're bringing Islam into the forefront because Ronaldo is now playing for Saudi Arabia. What is it? What is the team?
I don't know what team. He's in the league. I don't know.
Damn, they're good.
I don't know.
He can kick a ball with his forehead.
He's so good.
He don't even have a foot there, and he can do that. All right. Bye.
He's playing for
Don't do it.
Al Nasir.
Al-Azir.
Al Nasir Football Club.
I was supposed to put that on my shoulders.
Riyadh. All right. Take care. Thanks for stopping by for another
Try not to
episode
murder
of
each other.
Tangled Rights.
And don't choke your daughter, please.
Yes. Never.